Shop Boys and Dusty Springfield, and What Have I Done to Deserve This? Right then, on the way, as I said, a 3 o'clock rock. First, let's have the latest news. This is Radio 2 on the BBC Sounds app, on your smart speaker and on 88 to 91 FM.
BBC News at 3 o'clock. This is Mike Powell. The new Chancellor has told ministers that spending cuts are on the way and their budgets will need to be reduced. Jeremy Hunt and Liz Truss have been meeting the Cabinet after he tore up most of the mini-budget yesterday. The Defence Secretary, Ben Wallace, has been calling for his budget to increase in line with promises already made by the Prime Minister. Our political correspondent Ian Watson says it seems he's got his own way.
Talking to Whitehall sources after that Cabinet meeting, they would not rule out, for example, making savings in the health budget. That usually is the case, but that was not ruled out around the Cabinet table today. Also not ruled out was abandoning potentially this triple lock that locks in the increase in pensions. But we are told by Downing Street that the Prime Minister remains committed to increasing defence spending to 3% of national income.
The head of the Trades Union Congress has said the longest wage squeeze since Napoleonic times has left British families at breaking point. In her final speech before stepping down, Frances O'Grady told the TUC conference that workers were facing 2 decades with no real wage growth. It was also announced at the event in Brighton that head teachers will be balloted on national industrial action for the first time in the union's 125-year history. The General Secretary of the National Association of Head Teachers, Paul Whiteman, said school leaders were angry.
It's time for us to become relentlessly demanding in defence of education and educators. Colleagues, school leaders are caught in a vicious circle. A failure by government to maintain pay since 2010 has meant that real terms pay cuts of about a quarter for our members. Those pay cuts mean that we can no longer recruit and retain sufficient teachers and leaders.
Workers at the Quorn factory on Teesside will also begin all-out strike action this week in a row over pay. The Armed Forces Minister James Heappey says the government will look at changing the law to stop former British military pilots training the Chinese army. Up to 30 ex-staff are believed to have travelled to China for salaries of up to £240,000, though it doesn't break any UK laws. Ian Black was an RAF fighter pilot for more than 20 years.
You are bound by the Official Secrets Act, and the information that you gain from being an RAF pilot you would hope to be using purely for the defence of the realm of the UK, and to go off somewhere else and then impart that knowledge to another country is perhaps morally not correct.
Asda has revealed plans to open its first high street convenience store called Asda Express. The first shop will open in Sutton Coldfield in West Midlands next month and another in North London the following month. A man whose job is to help preserve Japan's cultural heritage has accidentally damaged the country's oldest toilet. The 30-year-old accidentally backed his car into the loo in western Kyoto, which dates back to the 15th century. BBC News, it's 3 minutes past 3.
OJ Forge. BBC Radio 2.
Oh my word, will you look at the time?
1, 2, 3 o'clock.
3!
3 o'clock, 3 o'clock, 3 o'clock.
I'm Rachel from Salisbury. This is the 3 o'clock rock. First up is Prince and Kiss.